Well, no sound is my fault. My webcam is showing that it's on. All right, my baby's awake. Hold on, I'm gonna have to put something on for you guys. Hold on. Hold on, Juicy. Why isn't anything working? I'll get you water. Come on, let's go get water. All right, hold on, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back, guys.
Da da da, do do do. Ba da da, ba ga ga, oh do do. Wendy, 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 what shall we do with you? You thought you planned the perfect crime. It was just too good to be true. You say you're a lawyer and how smart you are, but you should have thought twice before hopping in your car. Arrogance, excitement, both got in the way, and you royally fucked up on that super special day. You needed to see and you just couldn't wait. It even made you late for your little lunch date. You thought maybe I'll go, just take a little look. You just had to go and see the life you just took. Wendy, Wendy, you should have thought. You sure messed this one up, you just can't be taught. You couldn't help it, just needed to see. Thought you could talk your way out, they'll never catch me. You're too rich, you're too smart, you're too pretty, you're on fire. And one thing's for sure, you're the biggest liar. You wanted it your way, you're such a brat. You think so highly of yourself, an aristocrat. Had to go live in Miami, you thought it was the best. Trust me, you'll still be with your family in prison like the rest. First Charlie, then Donna, and baby, you're next. You shouldn't have sent that, this is sweet text. So get your shit together, you'll look good in prison blues. This is what happens when you never think you lose. Wendy, Wendy, you should have had some self-control. You were the only one in tally, that was your only role. Donna will wash the money and Charlie's one to think, but you, my blue-eyed baby, you are the weakest link. You're too rich, you're too smart, you're too pretty, you're on fire. But one thing for sure, you are the biggest liar. Sweetie, you're a lawyer, so when you take the stand, you should rehearse a little better, say your lines as they were planned. I know you get thrown off when Georgia talks about your book. The one thing you perfected is your dumb, confused dog look. So put on your only outfit and testify again. Seal the fate on one more family member. Sad the Adelsons didn't win. Wendy, Wendy, this is all about you. Your decade of freedom was too good to be true. Your family had it all, you were a pillar of the community. But you'll be the next one cuffed, cause you're a killer with no immunity. Baby, soak it up, your
All right, I
Your
think I
family
figured
had your
it out.
ex-husband killed.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let me make sure this is all saved. All right. Let's see. What the hell? All right, I think I'm going to have to unplug my camera and plug it back in. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. I did figure out what was wrong with it, though, I think, because I had another thing open. Oh, whoops. Shush. All right. Okay. Let's play the Donna song while I'm getting this all up and ready. My apologies to you and yours. Oh my God.
Donna got arrested, then says she got molested. Donna was extorted, but she didn't report it. Her back hurts, where's her sleep? Number bed, she's not suicidal, but if she gets out, she might be dead. Living in jail is no four seasons. She needs to get out, has lots of reasons. Ear canal so small she cannot hear. Rampant and solitary, but living in fear. Gets twisted behind her back. They said she's a murderer and that's why they attack. From a penthouse in Miami to shackles in the court, lack of sleep is sure to cut her life short. Where's her band-aid? She's gushing blood. Waiting 8 hours will surely cause a flood. Where's Charlie? Where's Rashi? Where's Harvey? Where's Wendy? Needs to get to Vietnam, doesn't care if it's Spain. There's no four seasons, but she needs to get out, has lots of reasons. Breathing is labored, is it so loud? Lawyers can't hear her, inmates point her out in a crowd. Like a miracle when on the stand, her ailments disappear like they're just on demand. Try so hard to cry but can't squeeze out one tear. Living in solitary but living in fear. She's gotta get out of jail, it's no four seasons. Please let her out, she's got lots of reasons. Her poor arms tingle, her back is tight. Can't sleep on this mattress, it's just not right. Nothing in the world that money can't buy. Wish I could order some tears so they'd see me cry. Sarah and Georgia put Charlie away. No, they're coming for me, but in jail I can't stay. I fled to Nam cause there's no extradition, but I can't stay in jail because there's no nutrition. Why, oh why doesn't anyone care? I gained so much weight and I can't do my hair. Living in jail is no four seasons. Gotta get out, I have lots of reasons. Just let me go home, Harvey's already here. Got a bottle of pills, let's just go to sleep, dear. Living in jail is no longer fun. I've got to get out, believe me, I'm done.
All right, so I think...
Won't you stay to the...
No. One Direction. We don't need this. Okay.
Donna.
Shh. Okay. So I think I'm going to have to shut down and restart OBS. So if for some reason the live is done, I will start a new live very quickly. So if by chance, I've got to close this down and restart it because I think that's what the problem is. I had another window open that was using my camera app, and so it's like all mad at me. So hopefully this will fix it. Hopefully it won't stop the stream, but if it does, if you just go back to my channel, I'll start a new stream. All right, guys, let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it is going to shut down the stream, but maybe. Okay. Am I here? Looks like I'm here. All right, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, we can hear, and this is still being awful. All right, one sec, guys. Whoops. Let's see. All right, I have no idea why. Webcam says it's on, but it tells lies. Oh, okay. I think I know what's wrong. Hold on. Hold on, guys. So sorry. How is everybody doing tonight? All right, that didn't fix anything. What in the fresh hell is going on? Why are you like this? All right, whatever. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. That's a shame. But anyway, we can still talk. So let's just do this. Holy moly. All right. Sorry that I'm brand new today. All right. Let's try this. All right, well, at least we can see this at the very least. And yeah, I just unplugged it and plugged it back in. It says it's on, but it's not. It's not being nice to anybody. Okay. So, good day, everyone. We'll be like radio today. All right. So, we have, Donna didn't like the results that she got. So, she'd like a new trial, please. Unreal. And she's genuinely, in real life, actually requesting to leave jail to go interview jurors. In what world does she think that's going to fucking happen? I swear to God, she is a disaster amongst disasters. All right. I feel like there's something else open that is using my camera that I don't know about. Now is not the time to try to figure this out, I guess. Okay. So let's just go through this. All right. At least she's starting out with the truth. A jury convicted Mrs. Adelson as charged in the indictment on September 4th, 2025. That is correct. Okay, here we go. It's timely filed. Mrs. Adelson requests to leave to interview juror number 5 and juror number 7. I'm here. Oh, praise the Lord. How'd that decide to work? Good. Well, here I am. And I'm nursing a little mooselet because she decided to get up. So I'm going to have to go return her in a minute. So I will. Hello. I have my merch on. It finally came. I'm so excited. Okay. All right. So here's the reasons that Donna wants a new trial. Okay. All right. This stupid idiot. All right, hold on. Okay. Donna is claiming juror misconduct, which no. Okay. Who said they're late? Aries girl, it's fine. I'm kind of late too. We've been here for 21 minutes and my face is just now coming on. Yes, Nick Pat, she wants a combo mom-daughter trial. Okay, so juror misconduct. No. Verdict is contrary to the law or the weight of evidence. The verdict is contrary to what Donna wanted it to be. Let's be real about that. The court erred in a decision of any matter of law which arose during the trial. And for other cause not due to Mrs. Adelson's fault, she did not receive a fair trial. You most certainly did. And you even had the opportunity to go up and talk about things, which you did not, okay? I'm sorry that you had a horse for an attorney and a turtle for the other attorney, but I didn't choose them for you. I would have chose people, not animals, but that's just me. All right. Okie doke. Let's see. Motion for leave to interview jurors. In the court's preliminary instructions to the jury, the standard instruction was read. You are not permitted to communicate about this case with anyone, including your spouse, your family members, friends, neighbors, and even your fellow jurors. No communication includes no in-person, telephonic, or electronic communication, such as emailing, text messaging, posting information on social media, or a website, or any other form of communication. Okay. So they're losing their shit over the cute little adorable little jury forewoman that the only thing she said was, I got picked for a jury. Didn't say what jury, didn't say the case, wasn't then posting clips about fucking Donna Adelson. Like, come on. Subsequent to the trial, juror number 7 went viral on TikTok concerning her jury service. She definitely did not go viral. Her fucking views were like not extraordinary until like way after this, okay? She revealed that she posted to TikTok during the trial, gasp, In reviewing juror number 7's TikTok account, the undersigned identified she posted on TikTok that she was selected as a juror on August 26, 2025. And because Donna has freaking main character syndrome, she thinks that she's the only person that's ever going to have a trial starting on that date or being selected on that date. I can't. A flash drive with this video will be provided to the court. I hope they also include the video of her. What was the video? She's like, I'm going to cut your dick off and glue it to your head. Then you're going to be a limp dick unicorn or something. Unrelated, but also important. This video as well. I think this was directly targeted at Charlie. Honestly, awful. This girl's awful. Okay, so she seeks. Donna wants to interview juror number 7 concerning her social media activity. I also want to interview juror number 7. So if Donna gets the chance first, I'm going to be very upset. Additionally, I love how STS is mentioned in here. This kills me. Additionally, juror number 5 appeared on the podcast Surviving the Survivor. During his appearance, he revealed he considered how Mrs. Adelson reacted to the evidence and testimony admitted during the trial, although he subsequently stated he obviously didn't consider that during deliberations, and he considered Mrs. Adelson's reactions whatsoever, or that he considered Mrs. Adelson's reaction whatsoever as concerning, as her reactions are not evidence and are extrinsic or external rather than that which inheres in the verdict. So I love how he's like, they were looking at her throwing a fit, which, like, obviously you knew that they were going to look at her. That's why you fucking dressed her up like a goddamn fucking grandma. I'm surprised that they didn't have her, like, fucking crocheting something at the same time. They're allowed to look at her. She's in the fucking courtroom. And you know what? Maybe if she wasn't bringing so much fucking attention to herself, nobody would have looked at her, because she literally is sitting there pitching a fucking fit, wearing her fucking headphones backwards, not wearing headphones at all. Exactly, DIY Erica. She caused a scene. She wanted the attention. She wanted it. I mean, specifically, her little, like, fucking temper tantrum during the verdict, that was 100% for the jurors. So, I don't even want to hear it. Don't even want to hear it. Don't even want to hear it. Yeah, right. As a result, the undersigned seeks to... Okay, they can't even keep the girls' freaking pronouns correct through this. So, juror number 7 is the foreperson. She's the girl. They say her up here in 7. And then down here, they say, as a result, the undersigned seeks to interview juror number 7 concerning his consideration of Mrs. Adelson's reaction to the evidence. Do they mean juror number 5? Like, okay, I'm sorry. Do you not fucking proofread this shit? It's a goddamn motion for a new trial. I think this would lay pretty high up on things you should maybe go over once or twice before you turn them into the court. The fucking God. Hi, True Crime Wifey. How are you? Yeah, that was very nice of a mentor lawyer to get pizza for everybody. Very kind indeed. All right, juror misconduct. Here we go. Potentially harmful juror misconduct is presumptively prejudicial. A party seeking a juror interview does not have to conclusively establish that the alleged juror misconduct occurred and actually prejudiced this case. It's only necessary that the parties establish a basis for an inquiry. Yeah, the basis for the inquiry is Donna wants to get out of jail for a day and go have fun watching this girl's TikTok, or the grounds the party believe may exist. Of course, Donna's going to think that juror misconduct may exist. This is the dumbest shit. This the dumbest shit I've ever read. Okay. Once improper contact or juror misconduct is established by juror interview, the moving party. So they're going to they want to go talk to her and see if she admits to the misconduct. I don't even understand this. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm also not an idiot, and this makes no sense to me. And the moving party is entitled to a new trial unless the opposing party can demonstrate that there's no reasonable possibility that juror misconduct affected the verdict. You know what affected the verdict? You fucking fleeing to Vietnam with a one-way ticket after talking about it on a recorded jail line. After fucking literally before writing a script to fucking jail informants. Like, what the hell? What in the hell? What in the hell? All right, I need to put Little Juicy Baby down for night-night really quick. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to play something for you so you're not sad while I'm gone. Bless you.
Like, I don't want to have that. Do you think you can be around them tonight without maybe just...
Hold on.
Sarah commented that she knew how contentious their divorce was. She talks about the day that Danny was killed. She said that she received a call from Wendy on this day. And please, listen carefully, as I missed this initially. Quote, I remember Wendy calling me the day that Dan was murdered and telling me that she had just, Dan had been shot and we don't think that he is going to make it, unquote. I had just had one of the worst moments of my life telling the boys they don't have a father anymore. Wendy, you told the boys that night? And you're telling Sarah that you told them that they don't have a father anymore, while telling her that he has not even passed yet? Wendy didn't even leave the police station until nearly 8 o'clock, in which time she was taken back to her house first to retrieve some overnight essentials and hand off her laptop to the police. And only after that was taken to Lynn and Alan's house where her boys were.
I don't want to be left alone in that house. I want protection. I'm scared. I don't know who this is. I don't.
Okay. Well, you should maybe go and stay. I think you should go stay. Can you go to Lynn and David's?
Alan, yeah. Yeah.
You
they
should.
have lots of bedrooms. I could just.
You
stay
should.
There
The boys are there.
Yeah.
And
I need to pick up a few things. I would need my contact lens case. He just said your eyes are really blue.
Right.
And
you have contacts?
I do.
Okay. We're going to get ready to leave here just a minute.
Right.
And I think we determined that.
I'm going to go to my house. I'll
Right.
give you my computer.
Right. And passcode or whatever.
Yeah.
And then from there, you're going to go to the friend's house.
Mm-hmm. I'll pack a bag and we'll go. Okay, so Joanna is going to come with us.
Yeah.
I think my friend Jane is outside. She said she's parked outside TPD in case I need her. So we can tell her, I guess, that... Jane that was here.
McPherson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't need her, I guess. She can come with, but...
We just want to make sure you get someplace that you're comfortable, and you've already told me enough reasons that you feel like that maybe whoever did this...
I don't want to go home.
Right. So we're going home just to get the clothing, the computer, and then we can get you on to the other, I can't remember their names now.
Alan and Lynn.
Right.
They live really close to me.
Okay.
You look like you've had a long day.
I have. Okay, so we'll be getting ready to go in just a minute, okay?
Okay, well, I feel like a fierce mama cat right now. I just want to get to my boys. And I know they're fine with Alan and Lynn. And I think
that you want to hold them and see
my
that they're
God.
okay with your own eyes. And
Yeah, I really need to be with them. Well, will I tell him? I can't see it. I don't want to. Okay, so we think like Danny's not waking up. Like, is that? That's the thing. And like, I don't want to tell my kids that their father is gone if he's not.
Wendy, you were straight up asked if you were going to tell the boys that night.
You said no. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Like, I don't want to have that.
Do you think you can be around them tonight without maybe disclosing to them?
I do.
Then maybe it's something you could just wait till the morning till you know a little bit more certainty.
Is somebody going to tell me? Like, if he doesn't make it and it's like official, is someone going to?
What? I mean, I'll know because they'll notify me, because then when incidents like this happen, they'll have to do an autopsy and things like that. So I can ask the investigator to let me know when. And you know, I think it's good for you tonight to just stay somewhere. And if you think you'd be comfortable tonight, just kind of waiting to see. I do.
You think that makes sense? Like, not just because I am still not. Well, what do you tell your children when their father was murdered?
Just that, you know, he was really hurt and he had to either, you know, go to heaven, whatever kind of concept that they have on that.
I don't know how. I mean, I said, like, I don't know how much they get this, but like, he was fine. I know, but I'm just trying to figure out, how do I go to the house and tell them?
Did Wendy really tell her boys just before bedtime that they didn't have a father anymore and then just send them off to bed? And did this despite the fact that Dan was still alive at this point? Because from the way that she was talking to Jane and saying that Lynn and Alan had a lot of bedrooms, it didn't seem like she was planning on sleeping with her babies that night. And even though I can say that I'm not surprised, because obviously no one even considered that this plan might have had a negative impact on those tender little guys, still, my mama heart was hoping that a shred of decency would prevail here. But I guess not.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Just tend to my little juicy moosey baby. She better now. All right. All right. Let's get this going. Again and again and again. Okie dokie. All right. So they're alleging juror misconduct, but also they're like, we have to go see if there's juror misconduct. Oh, and by the way, will my webcam work? Why is that not working? And why is that not working? I don't know why those two things aren't working. This is working. This is working. I guess this is how we're going to have to deal with things today. Look, guys. My merch, my merch, my merch. Ah! So excited. My kids were so excited to get to get theirs. It was so cute. And my husband's like, "Did you get me a shirt?" I'm like, "No, I didn't figure that you wouldn't. I figured you weren't gonna wear it." And he's like, "I will." So I ordered him one too. Now he'll get his. The only problem is that it takes everything's made to order. So you got to put it in. It takes I feel like it took forever. I feel like, I don't know. It's no Amazon 2-day delivery. I'll tell you that. Maybe, I don't know. It's not like I'm over here pressing this shit on my Cricut and sending it off. So, all right. I wish I knew why my big webcam was just, it's obviously working. I don't know. Whatever. We're here. This is fine. Okie doke. Yeah, right. If juror misconduct is confirmed from the juror interviews. The undersigned will request leave to make more extensive arguments concerning why the juror misconduct in this case warrants a new trial. A surprise to nobody. They're still not prepared for this shit. So we think the jurors have done misconduct, but we're not sure. So we want to ask them. And if we do ask them and they're like, yeah, total misconduct over here, then we're going to be like, we need to talk to you more. And then we'll figure out if we need a new trial. The verdict is contrary to the law or the weight of the evidence. False again. Strike 2, Donna. All right. The only avenue for judicial review of the weight of the evidence is by motion for new trial at the trial court level. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, I'm fine with it, honestly. Like, I'll watch this again. I'm fine with it. You know, maybe she'll testify. Maybe she wants a new trial because she wants to testify and she thinks that that's going to be the tipping point that everybody's going to be like, oh my God, I thought you were guilty, but now I don't. Thank you for telling us. Oh my fucking God. All right. Hold on. My phone is like rapidly dying. I don't know if you guys notice this, but Apple every single year, like right around the release of the new iPhone, my battery will like tank. It'll go from 50% to like 2% in 11 and a half seconds. They're doing that on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. Scandalous. Okay. In Robinson, the court stated succinctly that the rules of criminal procedure in the court continue to recognize the critical need for some form of discretionary judicial review to serve as a safety valve in those cases where the evidence is technically sufficient to prove the criminal charge, but the weight of the evidence does not appear to support the jury verdict. Let's get rid of everything. Let's get rid of everything. And just talk about you fleeing to fucking Vietnam and you writing the jailhouse informant a script. Case closed. You're done here. Bye-bye. You are fucking insane. This is by Zellman, not Jackie Fulford. Fulford's probably in jail by now. Come for me. Come for me. A motion for a new trial requires a trial court to evaluate whether a jury's verdict is contrary to the weight of the evidence. It's fucking not. The standard is different by the ones used in court by a court in ruling on a motion for judgment of acquittal, which utilizes a sufficiency of this evidence standard. Florida courts have held multiple times that when considering a motion for a new trial under Rule 3.600A2, based on a claim that the verdict is against the weight of the evidence, the trial court must exercise its discretion to determine whether a greater amount of credible evidence supports one side of an issue or another. Yeah, it does. It supports the state. That's why you were found guilty, Donna. Knock, knock. That's why you were found guilty. Did you watch the trial? Because it was pretty fucking damning. My God. We all knew you were guilty to begin with, and then this was just the nail in the coffin. Or the nail in the horse hoof. Whatever you should do. Whatever way you want to slice it, Jackie Fulford, little horsey you are. All right, the trial court acts as a safety valve by granting a new trial where the evidence... Did I already read that? Did they put that in twice? The safety valve thing? Or did I just read that twice? That's a me problem. Okay, doke. Continuing. No, they've had it in like... They write it in 18 and then they quote it in 19. See State versus Hart. How about see the lines right up above here? The role of trial judge in passing on motion for new trial on the ground that jury verdict is contrary. Did they just, this is like listening to Charlie talk. I'm like, is this on repeat? Is the fucking record skipping? Because this has just been like the same two things repeated over and over. Count 1, first degree murder. Aw, thank you, Victoria girl. Thank you so much. I'm glad because I have a lot of it. I am absolutely full of it. So get your fill here. Endless refills of snark. Snark alert. Okay. All right. So at this stage, the court must make a finding that Patricia Bird was credible before considering Mrs. Adelson's alleged confession to Bird. Under no set of circumstances can Bird be considered credible. She testified the defense investigator with whom she spoke was a white woman. Mrs. Khan is obviously not white. Not credible. Maybe she spoke to more than one woman and just didn't know who the fuck you were asking her about. And I find it really funny that the story that Patricia Bird first told was, oh yeah, the fucking story that Donna told her to tell people and paid her in fucking commissary. Yeah, not credible. Case closed. Good job, guys. New trial for Donna. She further testified that she told both Mr. Barnes and Ms. Khan that Mrs. Adelson confessed and that Mrs. Adelson offered her financial incentives in exchange for perjured testimony. Who in the fuck? No, she didn't tell Mrs. Bird that she was going to have a grand piano, right? That was only her little sunshine. But she did say that she was going to get her new teeth. How the fuck would Patricia Bird know what Harvey does for a living if not for Mrs. Adelson? Riddle me that. Riddle me the fuck that. How would she know, guys? How would she know? Just fucking, is she magic? Mrs. Bird has been stalking Mrs. Adelson since before the dawn of time. She knows everything about her. She's crazy. How would she know that Harvey is a fucking dentist that does veneers? Hashtag she wouldn't. Hashtag she wouldn't. She would not. Okay. She further testified. Did I read that? Sorry. All right. Mrs. Khan testified that she never met with Mrs. Adelson. Thus, the court were to believe defense counsel conveyed to Ms. Khan that Ms. Bird was to be offered money for false testimony. Her testimony should be disregarded completely. Fine. Okay, let's take out her testimony completely. What changes? What changes? Fucking nothing. What changes? Nothing. Case closed. What the hell? Does anything change? Was she the fucking tipping point? It wasn't her. It wasn't her. I think out of her and Drina's, I think Drina was the more, credible of the two. And just because she had corroborating evidence, which they wouldn't even need Drina to freaking, it was in Donna's handwriting. Who the fuck cares if you find her credible or not? Donna wrote that script, and they even say it. The fucking defense even says out loud, we're not contesting the fact that she wrote this script. And they weren't. They were contesting the fact. They said that Drina told Donna to write the script. In what fucking world? Thank you, Sherry. That's so generous of you. Sherry says, I think Luis Rivera is going to be the star of Wendy's trial. Same. Thank you very much for the super chat. That is very, very sweet of you. Okay. The same is true with Drina Bernhardt. Ms. Bernhardt's motivation to lie was and is significant. With 27 felony convictions and facing a mandatory 15-year prison sentence as a prison releasee reoffender, Bernhardt's credibility was significantly impeached. The only one who testified this was Ms. Adelson's word rather than Ms. Bernhardt. The only one who testified this was Ms. Adelson's words rather than Ms. Bernhardt was Ms. Bernhardt? Raise your hand and fucking chat if that sentence makes fucking any sense to you. I'll read it one more time. The only one who testified this was Ms. Adelson's words rather than Ms. Bernhardt was Ms. Bernhardt. Okay. Okay. However, the surveillance video admitted into evidence established nothing. It was like the biggest waste of time the entire trial. This was the jail video that they came in, and you could see this much of Donna and Drina. And yeah, she was holding the she had the stupid thing in front of her, the stupid notebook. What did it prove? Nothing. It's in Donna's handwriting. How would Drina know anything about Charlie's trial and all the players in this stupid thing? She wouldn't. Doesn't even make any sense. The video admitted into evidence established that she and Mrs. Adelson worked together to write the script. No, Drina does not get co-author credits on the script. That was 100% Donna. Congratulations. You're awful and you're guilty. Goodbye. Goodbye. The theory of the state's case was that the defendant is guilty as a principal to the charge of murder because she agreed to the plan that was carried out by her son, Catherine McManawa, Sigfredo Garcia, and Luis Rivera. And she paid for the crime to be carried out. Correct. That's what happened. There is no evidence that Mrs. Adelson committed any act or uttered any words in furtherance of the offense prior to it being completed, and for that reason, the evidence is not sufficient to support her conviction as a principal to first-degree murder. Additionally, there is no evidence other than the adoptive admission from Charlie Adelson's trial testimony that Mrs. Adelson was aware of her son's plans until September 17th, 2014. What's significant about that fucking date? September 17th, 2014? Can anybody let me know when specifically? What is that date exactly? I don't understand. I don't understand. Mecca asks, does anybody in the chat know where Wendy's living? No. But back in the beginning of May, okay, so I check Wendy's shit about monthly. All right. And in March, the only thing that was showing up was that Austin, Texas address. In May, however, a Denver, Colorado address was showing up. And I actually sent this in an email over to STS being like, hey, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I find it a little weird. And yeah, I think she's in Colorado now. Or who knows, maybe she's burrowed underground like a fucking guilty mole. I would believe that too. Okay. Although a person can be convicted as a principal to a crime offense based on words alone, there must be competent substantial evidence these words were spoken in advance of the crime. A person can be convicted as principal to a crime under Section 777.011 Florida statutes only if there is evidence that he or she committed some act or uttered some words to assist another in the commission of the crime when the crime was being carried out. You dropped off the fucking money, Donna. Like, I know they want to fucking pretend that whole text exchange when Donna says, hey, I'm here right outside your door with the money that I just freshly washed so you could pay the freaking hitmen to thank them for the murder of Dan, is not what it means, but It is. Fucking is. My God. All right. All right. In order to be guilty as a principal for a crime physically committed by another one. You know what? And there was no fucking, like what? Because she didn't have it written down in her fucking planner? Like call the hitman, kill Dan, like the day that Dan is going to die on freaking July 18th. Like, is that what this whole fucking argument is about? There is no direct evidence Mrs. Adelson intended for Mr. Markel to be killed. However, there is also no circumstantial evidence that Mrs. Adelson wanted Mr. Markel to be killed. I'm sorry, I think immediately dropping off money to pay the hitman kind of shows a little bit of evidence that you wanted him to be killed. Even if there was. Even if there was, there's no evidence to establish the second element, that she did some act to assist the other person in actually committing the crime. I don't know why, but as I was reading, like, even if there was, remember the episode of Seinfeld where Kramer like got the same number, or like his number was one off from like the movie phone number, and people started calling him for movie phone, and he's like, press 1 if you want to see whatever. And then he goes, why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you'd like to see? I don't know why that reminded me of that. Okay. McBanova testified that per Charlie Adelson, his parents had stopped by his residence on July 18th after Mr. Markel was murdered. However, she did not testify that Mrs. Adelson or her husband dropped off any money that night. Yes, she did. Yes, she fucking did. Were you just not paying attention? Probably not. But she literally says, I went back and the money was all moldy. And I was like, what's that? And he said, yeah, my mom washed the money. She was just here. She was just here and she dropped off money. Like, come on, guys. Guys. All right. And the state's expert agreed that the state could not place Mrs. Adelson or Dr. Harvey Adelson's handsets at Charlie Adelson's residence on July 18th. Even if they did stop at his residence, it would have been approximately 9 hours after Mr. Markel was shot. Don't you know, Donna always prepays for her hitmen. I don't know what this is even talking about. My God. Okay. All right. So, in fact, at the state's request, the court found that Mrs. Adelson had adopted Charlie Adelson's prior testimony. This includes Charlie's testimony that he paid McBanova from his own money, which he kept stapled. As confirmed by McBanova, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Junip Chinda, Charlie's testimony also included the fact that he did not tell Mrs. Adelson he paid McBanova for the shooting until September 17th, 2014. You know, way to completely blow up fucking Charlie's appeal in your own appeal. I cannot. Larry, thank you so much for the super chat. $10 for getting kicked out of Emily Baker's live because she was scolding her audience for making fun of Horseface. I knew I was home when I heard you. I will see her scolding and I will raise her feedback Fulford. Here's feedback Fulford for you. Not only do we make fun of her for looking like a horse, we make memes about it. Thank you very much. Welcome to the chat, my friend. This is a safe space for all. Oh my God. So, he didn't tell her that he paid for the shooting until September 17th, so there's where that date comes in. And no evidence was presented that Mrs. Adelson was aware of anything other than Mr. Markel had been killed prior to September 17th. Guys, you mispronounced, or you misspelled Satan here. The defendant in Staten drove the perpetrators to the scene of the crime. waited across the street while they were committing the crime and then drove them away in the car. What? What? All right, I gotta look up what the hell in statin means, first of all. What is that even saying? Do you know what comes up? Fucking Staten Island. No. That's not it, Google. I mean, you're listening to my conversation like you should have just had this fucking up. All right, now I'm just getting Staten Island fucking legal services. Can somebody in the chat tell me what the fuck in Staten means? And not Staten Island. Okay, Staten is a different case. Thanks, Jessica. Thank you. The chat coming through in the clutch. Google, -1 point for you. Plus 10 points for Jessica. All right. The defense in a different case. Why not just say that? The rest of this is written like a fucking toddler wrote it. Like, come on. He drove the perpetrators to the scene of the crime, waited across the street. Who the fuck is he talking about? Because nobody waited across the street while the crime was being committed, except for maybe Wendy. And, okay, in these circumstances, the jury could legitimately infer the petitioner was a participant in the crime. And thus, the Supreme Court... Oh, are they talking about another fucking case? All right, I'm going to skip this because that makes no sense for me. On to the next one. All right. All right, to sustain his conviction for Ammons versus State, the state was required to establish that the appellant intended that the crime be committed and then do some act to assist the other person in actually committing the crime. Yeah, the fucking act was hiring hitmen, Donna. That's the act, friend. In Florida, you don't need to be there. You don't need to freaking give them the gun. Okay, Staten versus Florida is a 1986 case. Thank you, John Smith. 10 points for you as well. -11 points for Google now. All right. Thank you. That makes more sense. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Yes, Wendy is bloated. She does looks like she's been hitting the bottle. I had a caller on last week who was like, she's like that because of alcohol 100%. And she's also gotten fat. Which, whatever, freaking no. Listen. Any of the hate that I give to any of these people are specifically because I hate them as people, okay? I don't have any problem with people gaining weight. I don't have any problem personally if you look like a horse, except there was this one woman that she was like super mean to me when my oldest kids were in preschool, and we affectionately called her Horse Corpse, which we could call Jackie Fulford too because she runs a funeral home. So Horse Corpse it is. Okay. All right. There's no evidence that and maybe in that case there was no evidence, but this one there is. All right. Okay. And now she's talking about this Denise Williams case. God, they're like freaking really hoping this shit. Okay. To establish a criminal conspiracy, an agreement, and an intent, and that the underlying crime occurred, all must be proved. They didn't prove it in Charlie's case either. There was a lot of circumstantial evidence. And let me tell you, okay, so if I went outside and there was just a puddle outside, maybe I could think somebody was running the hose. But if everything, the house and the trees and every single thing outside was wet, I'd probably assume it was raining. Just saying. All right, the legislator, okay, so not so when proving principal criminal liability, the legislature eliminated that requirement that there be proof of the defendant's presence at the scene of a crime. Yes, it did not eliminate the text requirements that there be proof of what the defendant did or say in connection with the unfolding of the crime that helped in its success. In this proof, it is this proof that was missing from the state's case. I don't think so. And I think at nothing else, her complete consciousness of guilt after the fact, all the texts that she sent Wendy, I'm next, but we're not going to have that happen. Why would you freaking run away? Why would you run away if you weren't guilty as fucking sin? You wouldn't. All right. So the state may argue that Mrs. Adelson's act of delivering money to her son's house sufficiently establishes what she did the day of the murder. Correct. However, nothing about delivering money after the murder could support her conviction as a principal to the murder itself. Additionally, there is no evidence of what Mrs. Adelson agreed to pay the killers prior to the murder. I really wish that Jason McNair, guy who I really wish that Sigfredo would come out and testify to what he knew about Donna prepaying other hitmen before them to commit this crime. Because in case you don't know this, Sigfredo gets drunk on toilet wine one night. He tells not one, but two different jailhouse peeps that Donna prepaid two other hitmen $50,000 before Sigfredo and Luis were hired. And because she prepaid them all the money, they just took the money and run because, they're not idiots. Eric, is it true that Donna's trying to make some money in prison with some homemade movies Donna does, Trina? Stop it. And yes, that's true. 100% true. Okay. McVanoa testified during the trial that the amount of payment was never addressed prior to the murder. The state may also argue that Mrs. Adelson necessarily provided Mr. Markel's tag number to her son that gave it to Catherine McVanoa. Yeah, that's pretty fucking damning. Who then gave it to Garcia and Rivera. However, there is no evidence that the tag number was ever given to Charlie, let alone McVanoa, Garcia, or Rivera. Even if such evidence existed, there's no evidence that this was done on or before July 18, 2014. No evidence was admitted during trial to establish the purpose for which Mrs. Adelson had the tag number in her 2014 planner. No period at the end of that sentence. You tell me then. How about you guys explain why the fuck she had Dan's tag number in her planner? Didn't have Wendy's, didn't have Charlie's, but had fucking Dan's. And she even had like a space that freaking Wendy's thing was written down why. So when Wendy met Sigfredo in the parking lot, he could know exactly what she drove. Yes, Moss Mommy. I am honestly, Moss Mommy says, where did Donna find all these hitmen? Hitmen are us. I am honestly surprised as shit that there was not a Google search from Donna that was hitmen near me. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Do you know that there's actually like a hitman website for people that like actually search that? And I guess it's like the guy made it as a joke, but then started getting real inquiries and will like turn these people in. Maybe that's where freaking Dahlia DiPolito found her hitman. No, she was trying to ask her ex-boyfriend to kill her husband. That is also a crazy case. Freaking Wendy gives me, hi, Broken Wings. Wendy gives me, if Dahlia DiPolito and Jodi Arias somehow had a baby, but they had a 3-way with a blow-up doll and a 4-way with a confused dog, it would be Wendy. Their baby would be Wendy. Mark my words. That's what happened. That's how she was born into the world. Finally, with the respect to the second principal instruction, there's no evidence that Miss Adelson made any payment prior to the murder. Yeah, no, she just did it to the other guys, and she learned her lesson. For once, Donna learned a lesson. What was the lesson learned? Don't prepay hitmen. I'm honestly also surprised that she didn't call the cops. It wasn't like, I've already put in a complaint with the BBB, But I paid these gentlemen $50,000 and they stole it. They didn't do what they said they were going to do for me. They just took it and ran. They were supposed to kill my son-in-law. I mean, do some gardening for me. They can't do this to me. My family is cursed. So she made no payment prior to the murder, that she, rather than Charlie, promised any payment prior to the murder. At worst, even if she did drop off cash, I can't believe that every single paragraph has this caveat in it. There was no evidence, but even if there was, it's still not good enough. Like, guys, why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you'd like to see? All right, so even if she dropped cash off at Charlie's house after the murder, signed the payroll checks after the murder, it would establish her culpability as an accessory after the fact, but are not competent evidence as a principal to first-degree murder. I need to take a drink. The state's theory on count 2 was that Mrs. Adelson, oh my God, we're only halfway through this. I might start skipping some shit. Holy God. As was clear through the trial, there was no direct evidence of Mrs. Adelson's involvement in the conspiracy the state proved as to Charlie Adelson, McBanoa, Rivera, and Garcia. Guess what? They proved it to you, too, because you got a guilty verdict, friend. What's different between you and everybody else? Oh, that's right, nothing. The primary evidence was the motive. Well, that was there, too. That Mrs. Adelson wanted Wendy and the grandsons to move to South Florida. Although there was certainly evidence that Mrs. Adelson was not happy with Mr. Markel, the way he treated her daughter in the litigation process, there's no evidence that she said or did anything to suggest Mr. Markel be killed a year after relocation was denied and the dissolution of marriage had been settled. And you guys heard the whole thing with Stephen Webster, I'm sure, who went on STS and literally said that basically the motion that would have had Wendy disbarred the fraud motion was like going through on this fucking day that he was going to be killed. I can't. All right, there's no evidence that she was aware, according to Jeff Lacasse. What? That Charlie Adelson. Do you remember when Claricia went up on the stand? Hold on, I've got to take this sweater off. Do you remember when Claricia went on the stand? And the defense had like one question for her, and it was just like, did you ever hear Donna talk about wanting to kill Dan in the dentist office? And she's like, no, and they're like, case closed. Fuck, these people are fucking morons. All right. All right. A lot of this is just them saying the same thing over and over. We're going to skim through the rest of this because I'm already bored. All right. The undersigned asked the court to consider the evidence without the state's spin placed on it. Certainly, she suggested crazy and offensive methods to her daughter to convince Mr. Markel to change his mind about relocation. But what evidence exists that Mrs. Adelson continued to have a motive for Mr. Markel to be out of the picture, if we ignore the emails where she... Ignoring the evidence, there's no evidence. None. Don't look at the evidence. Don't look at what the state says. And there's no evidence. Case closed. Done. Where is the evidence that she conspired, combined, or confederated with anybody else? That Mr. Markel be killed? There is none. The state's entire case is premised on speculation, impermissible stacking of inferences in theory. Without the speculation theory and impermissible stacking of inference, there was no evidence that Mrs. Markel or Mrs. Adelson ever agreed for Mr. Markel to be killed. The evidence of flight. Oh, here, let's go. Let's see how they fucking try to spin this. Karen, I have a song for you to do. Hitman style, aka Gangnam style. Oppa hitman style, Oppa kosher style. Oh my God, somebody commented on my video that Wendy and Dan's wedding was marriage style or wedding style. I don't know. It freaking cracked me up. She said it better than I repeated it. So sorry if that wasn't funny to you. It was funny to me at the time. All right. The evidence of the flight was not that she was fleeing to avoid prosecution, even though she said that in the jail interview, in the jail call, but that at that time in November 2023, she believed in her son's innocence. Okay. Back the fuck up. Hold on. Please hold. Let's read something side by side real quick, shall we? Charlie told Mrs. Adelson that he paid Katie for the shooting September 17th, 2014. Donna, in 2023, believed in her son's innocence. How's that work? How does that work? So you believe in his innocence after he told you that he paid for Dan to get killed? Sure, Jan. And that if he were convicted, the state would next turn their attention to her rather than consciousness of guilt. That is evidence of her real fear that the witch hunt would continue. That's funny because she actually testified under oath that it wasn't because of a witch hunt, that her and Harvey just needed some peace and quiet in Vietnam. And they just went there so they could come back quicker to be arrested. Donna. The court must exercise its discretion to... they used the word fancy. That's a shout out to Donna. Donna wrote this motion. Although the fancy presentations prepared by the state may have been persuasive to the jury, Mrs. Adelson asked the court to look objectively at the evidence, removing the improper stacking of inferences on which the jury's verdict is premised. Dude, the jury listened to both sides. Every single juror that I have listened to has been articulate, has been genuine, has been believable. Nobody had their fucking an axe to grind. Nobody had their head out, Mrs. Adelson's freaking head on a platter that they were ready to throw her in jail. Like, come on. All right, the state's theory on count 3 was that she convinced her son Charlie to find someone to murder Mr. Markell. Yes, evidenced by all the other things that she convinced fucking Charlie to do. I have my freaking video that I put out yesterday was like half of just her fucking making Charlie do her bidding. The charge of criminal solicitation, blah, 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 nobody cares. All right, so... the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt. They did. Like, what are we arguing about? They did. Remember the verdict? Remember? Oh, my God. Oh, I'm an innocent woman. Oh. Fucking entire fit by Donna. Sometimes my husband and I will just be, like, sitting in the kitchen and just go, oh. That's our Donna impression. Oh. Donna Adelson, they got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she solicited Charlie or Katie or other persons to commit first-degree murder. Check. During the solicitation, she commanded, encouraged, hired, or requested that Charlie, Katie, or other persons engage in specific conduct, which would constitute the commission of first-degree murder. Check. To solicit means to ask earnestly or try to induce another person to engage. The court knows what solicit means. You don't have to fucking do definitions for the court, please. And the evidence admitted in the trial has failed to establish that Mrs. Adelson asked anyone earnestly or tried to induce anybody to murder Mr. Markell. Donna wasn't worth it. rather the competent suspension. Where was your guys' evidence against all this? That's what I'd like to know. You want to say, oh, there's, she just had that, license plate number in her planner. For what though? For what though? And do you know that Rashbaum gave that to the state by mistake? They didn't even get that from the search. Rashi gave it to them. Here, I'm already paid. Fucking put the bitch away. Fucking Christ. Okay, so Mrs. McBanoa did not testify to any messages Charlie conveyed to her, and Charlie, although transported from prison to testify, was not called as a witness. He was on your witness list too, defense. So what is this even? What is this? What? And honestly, I think the reason why the defense didn't call Charlie as a witness, because literally in the first fucking 10 minutes that they had the stage, they were freaking stupid Jackie Fulford is up there going, this is the man that paid Katie. This man right here, we can prove it. It's already been proved. It's been proven in court. It's been proven 100%. He's already in prison. It's this man right here. It's not Donna. It's Charlie. Or it's Wendy. Or fuck, it's probably even Rob. Rob's probably the one who did this. Rob did the whole plan. It's Rob. Fucking Rob. I hope nobody comes in here and is like new to that, like obviously sarcastic rant against Rob. I love Rob. Karen, did you see the my dentist shout out to the dentist song for fucking Charlie from The Little Shop of Horrors? Son, you'll be a dentist. Okay. All right. Yokie doke. All right, so, yeah, why would they call him as a fucking witness after they literally just threw him under the fucking bus? He would have probably come out there and been like, it was her. That was her right there. My mom, she was the one who told me to do this. She makes me do everything. So you could have called him too. All right. The evidence, okay, as with the argument counting one above, the evidence may have established her involvement after the fact in her complaining to Charlie about how Dan treated Wendy. I'm surprised they're not calling him Danny throughout this whole thing. But there was simply no evidence. You already said that. Common sense and plain language requires simplicity, blah, blah, blah. With there being no testimony from any witness, again, why didn't Charlie come out? Why didn't Charlie come out? Oh, Becky, that's a good question. I'll go fucking digging on that. Becky says, I wonder if there's any videos of trials that Jackie did as a judge. That would make a cool live stream. So one of the things that she did as a judge, and I read through her entire sentencing, is October 14th. Frank. One of the things that she did when she was a judge. So somebody was ordered to pay $15,000 in restitution, and Fulford set it up to be paid at $1 a month, making payments last into the year like $32.95. True Crime Wifey coming in the clutch October 14th at 2:30. Okay. I'm going to fucking try to wrap this shit up so we can start the calls. Also, okay, so by the way, just start putting in your, I pinned my email at the top of the page. It's Saint Germain without an E at the end. deepdivetruecrime@gmail.com. So go ahead and email me. And I think I've got my vacation response on, so it'll just shoot you the phone number for calling time. Okay. The court erred in denying Mrs. Adelson's request to admit into evidence the complete 2014 and 2023 planner. What would that have done? What would that have done? Showed that on no pages she put in there must murder Dan, must call another hitman because these ones screwed me over. Like, what the fuck would that have? And they wanted to admit the whole planner because they hadn't gone through anything before this freaking trial went on, which is like fucking mind-blowing to me. All right. During the trial, the defense sought to admit the complete planners to correct the misrepresentation expected to be made by the state, and which it came to fruition during the state's closing argument. The state agreed that Markel's, God, do you not have a fucking paralegal working for you that could have fucking done a once-over for this? Run it through fucking AI software and have them fucking do it. I mean, Jesus Christ, when I was in fucking school, remember, like, what the fuck was it? When I got my first computer with Windows 94 on it, remember that little paper clip that came up and would, like, help you fucking do shit on Microsoft Word? Where's the paperclip? Can the paperclip not help you out? Come the fuck on. The state argued that Mara Markel's tag number in the 2014 planner was evidence. Mrs. Adelson provided the tag number to the shooters, despite there being no evidence that this happened. Then why the fuck did she have it? Why not explain that? Why do you need to bring in the whole planner to explain why the fuck she had Dan's fucking license plate number 2 years after these people fucking got separated? 2 fucking full years. Like, riddle me that, Mr. Zellman. Riddle me that. Rivera testified that there were no words on the photograph. Well, no offense to Luis Rivera, but he also can't read, so you can't fucking say that he testified that there were no fucking words on it, because there was a fucking address written on it, because how else would they have gotten it? On the photograph given to Garcia, but no evidence was offered as to, oh, there were words. Sorry, that's me. I can't read. Sorry. I also can't read, guys. Never mind. He did testify that there were words. My mistake on the photograph, but no evidence was offered as to what those words were. Yes, again, but same argument. He admittedly can't read. Okay. With the 2023 planner, the state argued that the planner indicated an anticipation of fleeing. It most definitely did. She's like, cancel fucking everything in the house. Pack for fucking Vietnam was in there like 6 times. Find non-extradition countries was Googled. Like, come the fuck on. Admission of the complete planner would have corrected. And you know what? And it's not like fucking, it's not like Judge Everett said nothing of the planner can come in. He said, pick out what you want to fucking admit. We're not just going to admit a whole fucking 365 days worth of fucking Donna's bullshit of what she wants to fucking buy for groceries, fucking eat for lunch, a whole delicious lunch. Like, you had the chance to go through this and make a concise argument, and you did not do that. You were too busy fucking popping Ambien, taking fucking horse tranquilizer, and riding Miss fucking Fulford like a goddamn jockey around the fucking courtroom to put in any evidence. Not my fault. It's yours. All right, so judges have a duty to admit evidence that does not fit neatly with the fucking... Stop. Everett did nothing wrong. Shut the fuck up. Okay. They erred in excluding the planners as evidence. Again, that's not what he said. He said, we are not going to introduce the entire huge fucking chunk of all of these fucking 2 years of planners. Pick what you want to show, and we'll do that. Pick up what you want, and we'll do that. All right, so it goes without saying that all defenses are guaranteed to fire, whatever, we don't care. Oh my God, here we go. For other cause, okay, now they're complaining about the gallery. All right, so the verdict must be blah, 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 blah. Specifically, courts must vigilantly guard against the atmosphere in and around the courtroom becoming so hostile as to interfere with the trial process. When the fuck did it become so hostile? The presence of courtroom observers wearing uniforms, insignia, buttons, or other indicia of support for the accused, the prosecution, or the victim of the crime does not automatically constitute denial of the accused fair right to trial. However, who the fuck was wearing a fucking Donna is guilty shirt and on the back it said so is Wendy every time they walked in and out of the courtroom? Oh yeah, that's right, nobody. However, there are situations where the atmosphere in the courtroom might infringe on the defendant's right to a fair trial. When such a claim is raised, the case-by-case approach is required to allow courts to consider the totality of the circumstances. So they're pretty much mad because the members of the gallery supporting the state. When the court would rule against the defendant on many occasions, a member of the gallery supporting the state would laugh out loud. Guys, you are running a circus. There are 2 clowns that are up there putting on a show. You're literally like the pony that is balancing on the back of Miss Fulford. People are going to laugh. Like, people are going to laugh. Welcome, magical cat. Your magical cat looks like my Luna can of tuna, which I should rename her to Luna can of commissary tuna. Thank you for joining my friends. If you guys want to become a member, if you go to my page, there's... Here, I'll just show you. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Oh, look, we're watching our own live. That's very, very much like Inception. You can watch me watching our live forever and ever and ever. Okay, so if you go into, like my channel specifically, there is a membership tag right here that you should be able to go over, click on, and then you should be able to sign up. Oh, look it. I am a member for 0 months. Sorry for me. I couldn't watch something sometime because it's like, that's for members only. I'm like, I'm the owner. I own this bitch. All right. So the court would laugh. They took no action. That's bullshit because he said specifically, like, if you're going to have a reaction, leave. And if you are having, not only were they laughing out loud, videos and images captured through the live video casting revealed gallery members making faces and moving about to capture the attention of the jurors while the testimony was underway. You know, you're right. I do remember Patty from Patty's Playhouse being like, get rid of Donna, guys. She's guilty. I do remember her doing that now that they mentioned that. So, sorry. It's your fault, Patty. Again, sorry to anybody who's just coming into the chat right now. That's not true, obviously. I'm only teasing. All right. So this interfered with the jury's ability to focus on the evidence. No, and distracted them from closing arguments. You know what distracted them for closing arguments? Jackie Fulford literally bucking, kicking, and punching the podium over and over. Why? While she freaking screamed at the jury. That's what was so distracting, okay? The court admonished the defendant on numerous occasions that she was not permitted to show any emotion in the presence of the jury, yet she still did. This sentence right here, the fact that he had to admonish her not once, but numerous times, shows right there that she didn't give a fuck. The law does not require that a defendant appear without any emotion. In fact, appearing to be cold to the seriousness and evidence in the case may cause the jury to believe that the defendant had no care or concern for what the victim endured. You know what showed that she had no care or concern for what the victim endured? Fucking killing him. And then having the motherfucking audacity to bitch to the fucking, right on the fucking stand, that she had a fucking cut from a washing machine that she didn't get a Band-Aid for fucking overnight, while Dan literally sat in the fucking hospital for fucking 12 hours until he passed away. So shut the literal fuck up. But yeah, that must have been really hard having to fucking soak up your blood with a fucking maxi pad, literally the sole purpose of a fucking maxi pad is to soak up blood. But yeah, that must have been really hard for you, Donna. Tell me again how hard your life is. Also, there's no caviar on the commissary list. So sorry. So sorry. All right. The defendant did not do anything to disrupt the proceedings. She did become tearful. She never became tearful. Never one tear was full or fell out of her fucking dry as a bone, drier than Wendy's hoo-ha ever in history of the entire trial. Okay, stop. Okay, and you know what fucking, let's talk about this for a minute. She became tearful at the first sight of her autopsy photographs and got choked up when her children appeared to testify against her. Okay, one, let's talk about the autopsy photographs. It was a picture of Dan's arm in the hospital bed, and was so benign that they showed it to us. They put it on the live feed, the Tallahassee Democrat. It was a picture of his arm. It showed the stippling, which looked like a bruise, and he was still alive. Okay, so no, she didn't become tearful at the autopsy photographs. What happened is she knew that the autopsy photographs were going to be shown. And so she was all geared up. So the second that the first picture came up, she started to do her whole fucking production. Secondly, she was not choked up when her children appeared to testify against her. When Wendy showed up, she looked prouder than a fucking pear that's winning first place at the fair. I don't know why that was my analogy, but it was. She looked at fucking Wendy like she just was must be how she looked at her when she was a virgin and valedictorian of her fucking high school. This is how Wendy was looking at her. She was like, and Wendy was literally like this, like didn't even want to fucking face her. And when Rob came in, Donna didn't want to look at him at all. And when she did, it was fucking sheer hate was in her eyes. She did not speak out. She was not sobbing out loud because she wasn't sobbing at all. She was not crying out because she wasn't crying at all. She did not need tissues to wipe away her tears because she didn't have any. But she made no noises that distracted the jury in any way. Even the victim's parents noted that she showed no remorse. She's not remorseful. She wanted this to fucking happen due to her lack of emotion during the trial. This impacted the decision of the jury. No, it fucking didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. If that would have impacted the fucking jury, then the second she was like, oh my God, when she was freaking found guilty, they would have been like, oh, sorry, we undo that. Not guilty. Case closed. On the second day of the defense's case, the court demanded Mrs. Adelson decide whether she would testify. On the second day, you mean the final day of your case? The second day, also known as the last day. The second day, also known as when your last witness was going to go up and it was time for Donna to decide. You mean the fact that Donna's case was supposed to be fucking tried last September and she had an entire other year on top of it to decide whether or not she wanted to testify? You mean that? You mean that? Okay, great. Both counsel for Mrs. Adelson, as well as Mrs. Adelson herself, repeatedly advised the court that more time was needed to discuss the evidence admitted and the pros and cons of testifying based on the volume and substance of the evidence admitted during trial in order to make a knowing and intelligent decision in what was probably the most important decision in her life. This was especially significant in that the state made numerous changes to evidence during the trial. What the fuck are you even talking about? No, they didn't change anything. You just hadn't read any of the evidence because you were too busy fucking creating motions every week and a half to try to fucking get everything, to get it thrown out, to get it not be able to fucking be shown. This is the same with every single fucking court case. Every single time. The fucking defendant has until the last day of the defense's case, and then the judge is going to ask them, hey, would you like to testify? Yay or nay? And we know that automatically Jackie Fulford is going to say nay. Did you ever think I could do a horse sound in a southern accent? Well, it's been done. Nay, judge. So don't even give me that fucking bullshit. You needed to go over all the evidence. Were you not there? Were you not there the whole fucking entire trial? Were you not there? Were you not paying attention to the whole fucking entire trial? Were there not, the day before, court ended at fucking 2:45. 2:44, the judge let everybody out. Why the fuck then, knowing that you had like 2 witnesses for the following day, and they were both going to be bullshit, why not then did you say, hey, Donna, Do you want to testify? Maybe we should go over some of this evidence with you. No. Do you know why Donna didn't want to testify? Because she was scared. Who was she scared of? Georgia. And with fucking every right. Because Georgia, when Linda Bailey got up on the stand, Georgia's like, I'm going to fucking stretch my legs on this one. This is my warm-up for you, Donna. And she went fucking ham on fucking Linda Bailey. I loved it. I lived for it. I love when Georgia gets all fucking riled up. Oh, it gives me fucking life inside of my bones. That's why he didn't testify. It had nothing to do with not having enough time. That's bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Oh, here we go. They even mentioned it. When the court recessed early on September 2nd, 2025, to allow counsel to meet with Mrs. Adelson, we first spent a great deal of time reviewing the exhibits actually admitted so that we could discuss them with Mrs. Adelson. What the fuck does that even mean, actually admitted? Are they trying to fucking be bitch about the fact that during closing arguments you can bring in other shit? Like, that's exactly what they're fucking bitching about. Counsel then drove to the detention center to meet with Mrs. Adelson for the 2 hours authorized, arriving at approximately 5 p.m. So if you have 2 hours to meet every single day, why not during the entire fucking, 9 days of the fucking trial? Why were you not meeting every single fucking day to go over that day's evidence? They did not have enough time to go through every exhibit with Mrs. Adelson. Again, why weren't you fucking paying attention? Counsel advised that the court of this fact the following day when the court inquired about Mrs. Adelson's decision. Zellman and Jackie were 100% the kids that were doing their the project that they had 6 months to fucking do. They were finishing it in the bus on the way to school the day it was fucking due. They were going over the fucking bumps, trying desperately with a glue stick to fucking glue something onto the fucking poster board that Jackie Fulford made for the opening arguments. This is who they fucking are. That's not my problem that you weren't fucking prepared. Not my problem, not the court's problem. I don't know what to tell you about that. Not only did the court force the defendant to make an uninformed decision, bullshit, he threatened to hold counsel for the defendant in contempt of court because they were continuing to speak with their client. Yeah, he said you get 5 minutes, and then he gave you fucking another half hour, 45 minutes. The fuck? Which again brought an audible derogatory response from the gallery. Yeah, because people were shocked that you're pulling these fucking stunts in the middle of open court. The fuck? Oddly enough, whenever the state needed additional time to set up electronics for opening statements or for witness testimony. So the state needed time to set up electronics. I don't even want to go through and fucking count how many times they asked for fucking sidebar or they asked for a moment. Every single solitary time that Georgia was finished with a witness, were they ever once fucking ready? No. Never fucking once. Don't even give me this bullshit. Get out of here. Thus leaving the clear impression that he favored the state in this case. Get the fuck out of here. Surely the decision about defendant facing life in prison is more important than the extra time the state requested to conclude its closing argument. Would Georgia get another fucking 5 minutes? 5 minutes? How many fucking minutes of the fucking everybody's time did you waste? How about let's talk about the day before, since you brought it up yourself. Court goes till 5 or later, and you motherfuckers did not have your witnesses lined up and fucking left fucking court at 2:45. They had to fucking adjourn because your stupid asses were not ready. All right. So the defense's request was not granted and made a huge impact on the outcome of this case. Give me a break. The court showed favoritism to the state at most every juncture of this trial. Judge Everett likes Georgia better than us. While the trial had delayed several times to accommodate the state's needs, the defense was required to meet its tasks over the lunch break. Didn't we get a fucking continuance of the case to begin with? Wasn't the case supposed to start in fucking July, Mr. Zellman? And then you guys got a fucking continuance even after Judge Everett said no more continuances and he still gave you one? Suck a fucking dick. I can't even. All right. And the reason why you had to do all your shit over the lunch breaks is because you weren't fucking prepared. You weren't prepared from the moment the fucking trial started. It's not the fault of the state, and it's certainly not the fault of Judge Everett. How dare you? I was going to skip this, but I can't. The defense was required to meet its tasks over the lunch break, thus not allowing counsel time to adequately meet the obligations of the counsel for trial, resulting in the inability to consume lunch over the break. Well, case closed. You didn't get to fucking eat lunch? Holy fuck, guys. The court sustained the objections of the state without giving the defense an opportunity to respond. Under some situations, sidebars were made. Under some situations, you guys fucking must have had like 50 sidebars a day. You know what? That's it. I'm going through the whole fucking trial and I'm going to count how many sidebars they had, how many times they said fucking give me a moment. I'm going to fucking put it all into a big video and then we'll sit down and watch that, shall we? Additionally, even when the court sustained a defense objection at sidebar, when the sidebar was concluded, the court announced to the jury that the objection was overruled. What? I highly fucking doubt that. During one sidebar discussion, the court asked counsel a question. As counsel attempted to answer the question, they were met with a scolding not to talk over the court. So he wasn't done with his fucking sentence, and yet you started to talk, and he said, please don't fucking talk while I'm still talking to you. The temperament of the court towards the defense counsel was regarded as negative and gave the appearance of partiality for the state on the part of the court to not only the defense, but the spectators, the media, and those viewing the trial through the media. Fellow defense attorneys commented that they had appeared before the court in trial on similar charges. They were shocked to see the obvious disdain the court showed towards Mrs. Adelson and her counsel in the case. I'm sorry, that couldn't be further from the fucking truth. I feel like Judge Everett was so overly accommodating. I fucking can't even believe they're saying this. All right, please give us a new trial. Fucking nonsense. That was a fucking waste of everybody's time. That's 2 hours that we'll never fucking get back. All right. So, the phone lines are now open. If you would like, give us a call and we will go ahead and bitch about this bullshit. And if you want the number, just send an email to my email address and it will go ahead and shoot you back the phone number. And while I'm doing that, we'll go through some chats. All right. Isabel, imagine Halloween costumes of Wendy as a thick neck with bulging blue eyes. Just a neck with freaking, like, they can just take, like, all the Spirit Halloween wigs that were just, like, found on the floor after Halloween was over and add that with the thing. A neck like Beavis and Butthead's gym teacher. I cannot. Oh, my God. Yeah, I agree, Chris Papa. No matter what lawyers will represent Wendy, she will be convicted and her lawyers will lose face. You know, and I don't think that John Lauro even does, like, trial defense cases. And I also think even if he did, I do not think that she would be able to afford him during a trial at all. All right. Oh, more indicators that the grand jury could have met per ChatGPT. Changes in legal representation and motion filings, media reports, changes in legal representations and motion files, insider reports. Please elaborate on that, KCL. Sabrosa says that I should bring a civil suit against Donna for sure. Her not testifying cost Jackie a fortune in ad revenue. I know, the actual fuck. Okay, so potential indicators that it might have happened if a grand jury met and issued a true bill. You might expect to see the following: court filings or dockets, updated court calendar changes per chat GPT. All right. Hi, Brian. How are you? All right. Yes, I know, Becky. I should. That's, just give her another trial and just let her testify. Come on, please. Yes. Vexatious Parrot says Ruth said something about Wendy moving to a different state twice, so I think she left Texas. Well, according to Patty at Patty's Playhouse, she did because her lease is up on the Texas house. Commissary Tuna Zellman weeping over his desk as Donna wrenches his wrist up behind his shoulders and jabs her finger at an open thesaurus. Okay, what did Chris Papa ask? I wish I could find out what happened at the grand jury today. Maybe. All right, so KCL looked on ChatGPT what kind of indicators we would potentially see if the grand jury met, and those responses were the answers. So have we seen any of those things? Do we have new info? No info. I know. The neighing was really hard to ignore. The neighing and that little stuff that horses do too. Although I did like to pet her. I wanted to pet her soft little muzzle. That's my favorite part on horses is their soft little muzzle. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I still need to watch the body cam of Donna. Of Donna going out. I know. So I was looking at Google because I wanted to see exactly how many times people have searched for is Wendy Adelson arrested yet? And there was a spike. There was a spike when? Today. They won't tell you the exact number of times, but I can only imagine it's because they can't count that high. Yes, Jack's cracks. They admitted Donna was fleeing 100%. 100%. All right. Does anybody want to call goodnight, Chris Papa? It does spike daily. Oh my gosh. All right. Let me know in the chat if anybody's going to make a call. Because if not, we might wrap it up. I do have some notes, though, for things that I would like to talk about. All right. Okay, here, KCL. Let's see. Okay, I did see on a YouTube channel with the name Kim, and she shared 2 screenshots. One was a screenshot of Steinbeck's channel where Phil Markel said Wendy moved to Denver, and the other one is a screenshot of somebody who did a background check on Wendy, and it gave all the places she lived in Denver, Colorado. That's what I saw back in May, and I actually sent because I was wondering when it was, and I'm like, oh wait, I remember sending this to STS and letting them know the deets. I'm like, I know you guys won't dox her, so here's her address. Have you seen this? So, where is she in Denver? I'll tell you the name of the street. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. All right. All right. So here, 5'9". I don't know if you will be able to see that. Did it focus for a half a second? Then I moved the stupid thing. Okay, whatever. Take my word for it. All right. So I said I did a little digging and found our precious little Wendy Pooh and something else. And it's an address on 17th Street in Denver. And do you know what else was interesting? So back in May, she was still owner of that one condo in Miami. And now under the owner, it says Wendy's Trust. So it does seem like she's getting her affairs in order. Did you guys all read that that interview that Charlie did that said she's getting her affairs in order? Sorry, it was just the date. Liza Divine. I love your name. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, I would like to say something that I get asked like a trillion times. I genuinely probably get asked this at least one time a day on my channel. Who Wendy was talking to. I wonder if I have a webcam yet. Nope. Why is this a thing? That's so weird that it's not there, but it's here. Whatever. Liza says, thank you. It's my dog's name. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes, love always. Post on some neighborhood forums and see if anybody's seen her. I'm sure she's walking around in like a full mask. Okay. So, I get asked this all the time, who Wendy was on the phone with when she called, I wonder if I don't know how to do that. When she rolled up to the crime scene, and his name is Jeff Skopek. Okay, and I did find him on Facebook. I probably shouldn't show his face, though. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that he was friends with Wendy. He was probably just trying to get a little tang and then got pulled into all this. All right. So, Jeff Skopek, he's on Facebook. You can look him up. It's not like his name isn't all over the call detail records. It's already been shown in open court. Okay. So, guys, yeah, I think he was in Cambridge for a little bit, forensic RN. But she's also like, I had a friend in England, and, if I was on WhatsApp, that's how I would have talked to him, which you can't make voice calls on WhatsApp in 2014. Yeah, there is a way to find her. I have her address. I have her phone number, too. Hey, Wendy, I wrote a song about you. I just thought you'd like to hear it. Thanks. I'm genuinely, like, this close. Oh, also, so, I'm prepared for Wendy's arrest. Yes, Roxanne. She is, she's in Colorado. She's in Denver, more than likely. Okay, so guys, I am ready for when Wendy becomes arrested. I have confetti cannons right here on the ready because I'm going to run to my computer and get on the live the moment she's arrested, and we're going to see confetti all through the air, and hopefully I don't like explode myself, but your girl is prepared. Your girl is prepared. I swear to God, let me tell you something. Every time I am away from my phone for like even a second, I'm like, oh my God, what if this is when Wendy's being arrested? And I don't like start start having heart palpitations. I'm like, and I don't see it. Like, what if Wendy's being arrested right now and I don't see it and I don't know about it? And then, like, I'm not with my phone. Yeah, Jeff Skopak. That's who she was on the phone with. Which, I am sure that he will be called in her trial. In her trial. Yeah, no, I have confetti cannons. Let me tell you, my kids want to shoot these off so bad. And they're like, when you get, because my 10-year-old, I don't care about, not like I don't care about subscribers, but like I don't care about the amount of people that I have subscribed to me. But my 10-year-old is very much cares. He asks me every single day, he's like, what's your subscriber count, Mom? Or he'll go and check himself on my YouTube. He's so cute. And he's like, all right, Mom, when you get to 1 million subscribers, can we shoot off the confetti cannons? I'm like, I'll do you one better than that. When Wendy gets arrested, we'll shoot off the confetti cannons in the house. Right here. Pew! All through the house. So excited. So excited. Vexatious Pair. I don't leave my house, so that's not a problem. I also check every single day if she's been arrested. Every single day and throughout the day several times. Yes, Harry E. Almost to 13K. He's very excited. He's very excited. So funny. I know. I'm glad we're all in this. And okay, let me go to my posts because I feel personally attacked by this statistic, this bullshit statistic that somebody. Please, Judge Everett, may I have some more? I'd like some more trials, please. This is bullshit if I've ever fucking heard it. A psychologist warns that it's a red flag if anyone relaxes by watching true crime shows. So every single woman in fucking everywhere is a red flag? Because I don't think so. Vexatious Parrot says, me either. My Life 360 app says I've been at my address since August 12th. On the weekends, my husband and I take the kids places, but I'm such a homebody, and so are my kids. More porridge, please, please. More! You want more? I'll give you more. No, you won't. Okay. Oh my God. This picture of frickin' Wendy. I cannot. And this picture of Wendy. This right here, this is why my videos take so long to put out, because literally I edit them second by second. I had some really rude person have the audacity to, well, first they came on my channel and they were like, I don't get, well, because Grish, and if you haven't checked him out, go check out Grish. He's amazing, amazing. I'll put up his channel so you can see. Absolutely amazing creator. We're actually doing a live together this Friday, so tune in for that. You absolutely must go watch his Wendy series. Just type in GRISCH into YouTube, go to playlist, and this Wendy's television series is like mind-blowingly amazing. But anyway, he was on, he called into my last live show and he said, excuse me, and now I forget completely where I'm going from that. Oh, anyway, he like talked for a while and we were all just blown away by his amazingness. And somebody comments on my channel, they're like, I don't get it. I don't get why, you know, what he's not, like, he hasn't even posted for a while, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know, I don't know if you know this, but not everybody on YouTube just dedicates their life to being on YouTube and posts every single day and is here only to fulfill your selfish needs of needing constant posts. Like, what in the hell are you even talking about? And I was like, the first question, I'm like, what don't you get? Like, do you not get the theory? Do you not get? And they were like, don't you dare. Don't you dare ask me what I don't get. It was a question. I'm like, yeah, I know. It was a question. You don't get it. What the fuck is it? How the fuck am I supposed to know? By magic? Am I supposed to just know by magic what you don't get? You're a psychopath. But I was like, the time and consideration that Grish puts into his fucking content, I said, is absolutely amazing. I said, maybe you don't realize like how long it takes to edit a video. I said, all of my videos that are like an hour plus long usually take on average like 100+ hours to edit. And he's like, well, I would recommend that you don't make videos that are that long if it takes you 100 hours to edit it. People like short videos. I'm like, yeah. And then there's literal hundreds of people that have told me personally that they have rewatched my almost 12-hour Wendy series over and over and over. Like, everybody in the chat was so sad when the video ended the other day because it was only an hour, and we're not used to that from me. We're not used to that. I love when you scroll over this. This is just me like having a fucking conniption on live stream. I cannot. All right. Let's think. I do have notes. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, some people do like fucking shorter videos. That's literally why I have like 1 trillion fucking shorts on my thing. I was releasing shorts like every single day for a while, and I have a bunch of shorter videos. So don't fucking come at me, friend. Yes, I know, not everybody wants to watch a 3-hour video, but you know what? Somebody does, including me. Thank you. Research reveals. Jackie St. Germain, somehow I only found about you a few weeks ago. You are outstandingly creative, clear, and convincing. Thank you for the careful research and presentation. You are welcome. You are welcome. Well, it's like I put, obviously, like, if you watched one of my videos, you can probably tell like how much care and consideration I put into all this stuff. There was something that we talked about earlier, and I was like, I have a short about that. Does anybody remember what that was? Oh, yes, here. It's the Charlie. She's in downtown, Jessica, from what my research has told me. Thank you, Frank. Says my video editing is the best. Yes, I try to be fun and informative. And I feel like my videos are easily rewatchable just because of I do edit like second by second. This is why they fucking take so much time. But if something pops up in my head, I have to put it in the video like every single time. Okay, so let's watch. Thank you, Forensic RN. The Wendy song is a classic. And you listen to it almost every day. Thank you. And it's also on Spotify and on iTunes. And it's also available to do, I don't know what they're called, reels, I guess. Sorry, guys, I'm a fucking boomer. You can actually go on Facebook or on Instagram and find them in the little song thingy thing to make videos of your own featuring the Wendy song. I think. Don't quote me on that. I haven't tried it, but you should be able to. Hold on. Somebody go check for me because I don't even know how to do that. Somebody go check because the Wendy song and the Donna song should both be on both Facebook and Instagram to make reels of. Maybe on TikTok too. I don't fucking know. I'm never on TikTok. And also I'm on Spotify and iTunes. So proud of that. I literally like played that on loop out loud on my husband's phone because my phone like doesn't have a speaker anymore. So if we want to hear anything, it has to be on his phone. And he's like, all right, babe, I was just like rocking it around the kitchen. And then he had it stuck in his head for the rest of the day. Okay, so let's watch this because this is funny to me.
So it's not.
Literally there.
All right.
Get out of the
I
school.
don't know. I don't know why YouTube does this to me. That's rude. I guess it wanted me to watch Papi Chulo. We'll watch that next.
So it's not like he's some snobby dentist that's not gonna. Hey, this guy did 5 years in Afghanistan, so it just popped into my head.
Charlie did?
No, Charlie's friend did.
Was Charlie in the military?
Yeah, he's a dentist. He's a dentist.
When I was younger, just a pale little kid, my mama noticed funny things I did, like shooting puppies with a BB gun. I'd poison guppies, and when I was done, I'd find a pussycat bash its head. That's when my mama said, "You'll be a dentist. You have a talent for causing things. Son, be a dentist. People will pay you to be inhumane."
So it's not like.
Oh my gosh. Vexatious Para, I also don't see the point in waiting for Donna's sentencing. I don't think they are waiting for her sentencing to arrest fucking Wendy. And I also don't understand why they're waiting for her sentencing at all, because the only thing you can get when you're convicted of first-degree murder in Florida is life. So life plus how many years on top of life, which is only like, you know, that's just for funsies, giving you an extra 60 years on top of it. But, all right. So let's watch the Papi Chulo remix, which, yes, Forensicara, that's a little shop of horrors. Oh, it's so good. Like shooting puppies with a BB gun. Charlie probably did that. He's a sick fuck. I don't think they're going to wait for anything for Donna. I think, honestly, the reason why she hasn't been arrested yet is they're trying to lull her into a false sense of security, and then they're going to swoop down like a hawk on its prey. That's what I think. Okay, so have you ever seen... Okay, if you're my age or older, I'm sure you guys remember the Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator series. Well, he would go in, he had like this, he's had a few kind of like iterations of it afterwards. And one of them, I think it's the Takedown with Chris Hansen one, because it was so funny, because I was talking to my husband, I was like on a kick where all I was doing was watching like old To Catch a Predators, and then I was watching all the the remixes of To Catch a Predator. And I told my husband, I'm like, oh, because I used to live in Polk County. I'm like, ooh, I wish that Grady Judd would like team up with Chris Hansen. And then literally it popped up in my For You page. Grady Judd, Chris Hansen. He's in frickin' Polk County taking people down. And the one guy gets arrested and Grady Judd is there. And the guy's getting pulled into the house. And Grady Judd just says, "Welcome to Polk County." And I want so bad for Georgia to be there at Wendy's arrest and just say, "Welcome to Leon County." That would be the best. The absolute best. Okay, so I decided to teach myself how to DJ just so I could remix this song.
She's literally there. Get out of the school, and like 5 minutes later, she's like 3 minutes later, she's like, "Okay." I'm like, she's like, "Come on, let's do it again." I'm like, "What?" Like, I'm fucking drunk and high, and she, like 3 minutes later, she wants to be again. I'm like, "No, it doesn't work like that. Papi Chulo goes to sleep now." like 3 minutes later, there, she was trying to fucking kill me.
She's 19.
3 minutes though. Like, I'm like, fuck
you. Make her come.
Dude, she is a fucking animal. Like, literally, and you know what the thing is? She just picked herself up and left. And I hear the door close. I go running out of the bedroom. I'm like, "Where are you going?" She's like, "You fell asleep." I'm like, no hug goodbye, no like.
She's not your girlfriend. She's come over and get fucked.
She just comes. It's just a 19-year-old that comes over and gets leaves.
Nice.
It's horrible.
So here's another 19-year-old that Charlie has found to exploit. First of all, even though this is another absolutely abhorrent conversation, I personally find it absolutely hilarious, the lack of self-awareness that Charlie has. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but if 3 minutes after you finish, your girl wants to go again, and you think it's because she's an animal and because
you make her come,
you are sorely mistaken. Because if you did, she would be like this. So if she's ready again immediately and then walking out the door the instant you fall asleep.
Sorry, Charlie.
Papi Chulo did not get it done.
I'm serious. I don't want them laughing at my TV.
Drunk and high, and she's like 3 minutes later she wants to be fucked again. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. Papi Chulo goes to sleep now.
Shriveled little short dick man. That has got to be the smallest dick I have ever seen in my whole life. Get the fuck out of here.
She just picked herself up and left. And I hear the door close. I go running out of the bedroom. I'm like, where are you going? She's like, you fell asleep. I'm like, no, hug, goodbye.
Get the fuck out of here.
She's literally there.
I don't want them looking at my pee-pee. Don't worry, they won't. So I really want to make... Okay. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm not offended by almost anything. Okay. I have a super disgraceful sense of humor. I remember the first thing that I said to my husband, like when we first met, it popped up something. I don't even remember what it was, but it was something like, obviously, on the fringe of what a normal person would probably find humorous. And I'm like, well, I said, here we go. I'm going to find out, whether he's the one for me or not. And I said it and he cracked up. And the rest is history. And we've been together for 16 years now. But I want to make a short about the call that Charlie puts into Janice about throwing away his sex toys. And the reason why it hasn't gone out, because I don't know how far I should take it with the sex toy visuals. We'll see. Probably it'll just come out the exact way I want to do it. I have no boundaries. And then Facebook will be like, this is not suitable for advertisement. And I'll be like, fine then, like half of my videos. Okie dokie. We hardly ever listen to this.
This was pretty targeted, so.
Yeah, you think, she's concerned for her children's safety.
Wendy plays the victim so well. To me, it looked like classic Wendy.
Hi, honey. Oh, dear. Oh, Wendy.
That's just classic Wendy. Classic.
I know there was a shooting in Danny's blog this morning. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
Oh dear. Oh, honey.
Isn't that just classic Wendy? So classic. Classic Wendy.
Everybody else felt bad for her. I thought, holy crap, she did this. She plays the victim instantly. She's great at it.
Oh, Jeff, you were a wealth of fucking knowledge. Please protect Jeff at all costs. Classic Wendy. I did the voices for that because I was so afraid that that I was going to get copyright claimed by. And you know that YouTube will actually block your short. They will block it if it has copyright on it, which is why I had to do Wendy's arrest with all the lines over the part from my best friend's wedding.
Wendy, when asked, were you involved in any way in the plot to kill your ex-husband? Is that why you went to the crime scene on the day of the homicide?
Said no, the lie detector determined that was a lie.
When asked, were you involved in any way in the plot to kill?
Net detective, are you telling me to stop cussing and to sober up? 1, I'm not drunk. 2, I don't even drink. And 3, this is my channel. I have no fucks left to give because I keep them all for myself so I can sprinkle them liberally throughout my lives. Sorry you don't like it. My apologies to you and yours, but I'm 42 years old. I've raised 9 kids. I'm going to say fuck whenever I feel like it. Thank you very much. That's how freedom of speech works. And free will is, I can say whatever I want on my channel and you don't have to watch it. See, we both have it. You and me together forever. Well, not really, because now you're mad at me, but okay. And this also kills me, the middle
Charlie's
child digest.
older brother?
Yeah.
She's the baby girl?
She's the baby girl.
Is Charlie older or younger than this one up in Albany?
He's the middle kid, I think.
Charlie is?
Yeah.
I love the level of disappointment in Jeff's voice here. Like, yeah, he's a middle child. What a shame. Introducing the okayest new magazine just for you. Well, you still have to share with your baby sister, but it's still for you. Introducing Middle Child Digest, the world's leading only magazine for middle children. Inside you'll find tons of cool stuff, like why your parents don't have any pictures of you. Aww. And true stories about other middle kids just like you. Full of tips and tricks to help get you noticed. Woo! And there's even cool extras, like this month's pull-out poster. Also in this month's issue, we discuss Middle Child Day. Hey, where's our parade? This month features famed middle child and murderer, Charlie Adelson. Yeah! He's a surgeon, and other fun facts that are lies. He helped write this month's special report, The Art of Whining. He sure knows about that. Plus, a super special article about the favorite child, and you know who that is. Not you! It's Wendy. So, subscribe today. Your first issue's on Charlie. He's a millionaire, so he can afford it. And you can guarantee if other magazines left it on the cutting room floor, it'll be included in Middle Child Digest. Don't wait. Call now. 1-888-NEGLECT. Don't get left out like you always do. Call 1-888-NEGLECT. Because here at Middle Child Digest, we love you when... Rob, damn it, whatever your name is.
Yeah.
I'm on something and I'm slurring in between my speaking. You know it's almost midnight, right? You know I have a 2-year-old who gets up like all night long. I'm running on like 8 hours of sleep for the entire week. So suck my balls, Capitan. All right. Let's see. Oh, let's listen to the other Wendy song about Wendy going down Trescott. Moana style.
When is Ms. Adelson's birthday?
April 22nd.
Okay.
Earth Day.
I've got this out of order.
I have crossed all of Trescott to find you. I know your name. They have stolen the heart from inside you. But this does not define you. This is not who you are. You know who you are.
A fucking monster. Ladies and gentlemen, Mother Earth herself, Wendy Adelson.
When is Ms. Adelson's birthday?
I I just will never understand why somebody will willingly go into somebody's video and then try to tell them to change the way that they're doing said video. That just doesn't even make sense to me. Like, you came in here, you can also leave. Like, do you not know where the door is? Is somebody holding you hostage? Because if they are, call 911. Don't tell the comment section. We can't help you. If somebody's making you watch my videos and then making you be offended by the word fuck, I don't even know what to do with that. I don't even know what to do with that. I used to have fucks to give. Maybe if you came at me like 15 years ago, that would have made me sad, but I don't give a fuck anymore. No fucks to give. I keep them all for myself. All for myself. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. Let's end with this because this is so fucking funny. Chris DeCoste. I love Sarah and Georgia, but the way that Chris DeCoste totally destroyed Wendy gives me so much fucking life in my bones and in my spirit. I can't. Do you know they even forget? I saw this today on Loophole Lawyers channel because, first of all, if you watch Judy with AA Legal Focus, when I was on her live, whenever, like a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh my God, please don't accidentally swear while you're on Judy's live. I'm like, I know she's like, she doesn't swear on her channel. Like, I really hope I don't accidentally say fuck or something. And so I'm like on her channel. Within the first 5 minutes, she says the word whore but spells it out. It's like I love her so much. It was so endearing. It was so cute. She's like, she is a H-O or W-H-O-R-E. And I'm like, shit, now I really hope I don't say anything bad. Anyway, she's on Loophole Lawyers channel. The thing was posted today, and he has her swearing on it. She says, fuck, it's amazing. He's like, what do I say at the end of every show? And she's like, you don't fuck with Donna Sue Adelson. I texted her, I'm like, you swearing on Loophole Lawyers show was my favorite thing I've seen all day. It was so cute.
Don't know anything about...
If you're not going to say all of that and finally give the truth, why don't you just admit to this jury that you're guilty? Why don't you just admit to this jury that you're guilty? Why don't you just admit to this jury that you're guilty? Why don't you just admit to this jury that you're guilty? Why don't you just admit to this jury that you're guilty?
Because I'm not guilty.
A brief moment. I got nothing further.
Redirect.
I don't know anything about...
If you
Oh my gosh, her drinking the bullet bourbon is my favorite part of that. My absolute favorite part. All right, so thank you to anybody who wasn't offended by my language. I don't understand. And you know what? Loophole Lawyer said it best. He said, are you afraid of words? Because he was trying to make her read. At first he wanted her to, and she did. At first he wanted to read all the shit that Charlie said. Who was it? True Lifestyles posted this originally. And she wouldn't read it either. I think it's completely endearing if you don't swear. Like, I'm not offended by you not swearing. Okay, so please don't be offended the other way around. And she's on there and she's like, okay, you pussy ass bitch. It was so cute. It was so cute. I freaking love Judy so much. She is so sweet. And Loophole Lawyer, Vince cracks me up. I absolutely love it. Oh my God, Forensic RN, yes. He goes on and on and on about, what was it, his aunt who likes big black cocks. She raises them with the other hens. Oh my God, it's so funny. Oh, but what I was gonna say before, yes, I know.
Apparently YouTube changed YouTube doesn't even give a fuck anymore because they've changed their policy where they will not demonetize you. They used to demonetize you if you had any strong language in the first 7 seconds of your video, you would be demonetized, which that's new for me. Because, I mean, I think I wait longer than 7 seconds, and they even say, like, on the channel, that, they're like, I guess, like, light swearing would be ass or bitch, and they consider, like, strong swearing to be the word fuck. They say it out loud in the thing. It's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I had 9 kids. I gave birth to 6 of them out of my body. My last 3 kids, I gave birth to at home in a freaking inflatable hot tub, except for my little baby Mavi, who was born so fast we didn't even have time to set up the hot tub. He was born in the bathtub. So guess what? I birthed 6 kids. I'll say fuck all the fuck I want. It's really, I've been literally, my oldest is 20, my youngest is 2. So get your mind the fuck around that. And I'm absolutely not slurring my words. This is what I'm drinking. God only knows. C4, this is the closest to drugs that I fucking get. I'm not on fucking drugs. Charlie, my coke dealer, got fucking arrested 2 years ago. I had to give it up, so... problems. We all have problems we can't solve, my God. All right. Now, like, sitting in the tub, Frank. Like, swearing. Oh, my God. I know, Merlin. And I think he's got her, like, massaging Agent Sanford in one of the things. Oh my God, he's so funny. I know. I don't care. I don't fucking care. If I cared, I would go to bed right now and cry. Oh yeah, that's right. I won't because I really don't fucking give a fuck. I just also like to address them because if you're going to come in here and try to fucking diss me, I'm going to send you right back to the bridge that you should be anywhere to be giving all the trolls riddles to be able to cross over it. Not the trolls, the goats. You're the troll. Goats need to cross. Who are they going to fucking get to help them cross? No, I don't even drink. I never really was like a big drinker anyway because alcohol really doesn't sit right with me. It's like always made me really sick to my stomach. But I used to have like a glass of wine occasionally. But yeah, I haven't drank a drop in like fucking 8 years, I think. Oh, Jessica, I was going to have my son in the tub, but I didn't make it that far. Bless your heart. Love always says, I grew up in Europe and most people had home births. You only went to the hospital if it was some sort of complication. Yeah, Mavi was a little bit early. He was like, I initially dissed you, but I liked how you handled it, so I'm a fan. Thank you, Liza. I don't remember that, but I'm glad you liked the way I handled your diss. Yeah, it says right on my thing, I put on every single video, not for kids. Not for kids, and guess what? My children are all sleeping. So, I like the narrator brother who says all the cuss words out loud like a preacher gone nuts. Yeah, well, when Juliana, my newest little babe, was born, I told my midwives because my one midwife lived like 45 minutes away from me, and I said, she's going to be fast. I'm like, I know basically from the time of conception, like how all of my births are going to go. I knew with Mavi, I'm like, he's going to be fast and early. I knew with Juliana, I'm like, she's just going to be fast. And she gets there and I'm already like in the tub and she's like, well, I'm not going to check you, but like, how far along do you think you are? I'm like, she's like about to be born, just so you know. And the photographer beat my midwife there by 35 minutes. And so I had 2 midwives actually. And Juliana is literally born in 3 minutes after the midwife gets there.
And so the second midwife shows up and my kids see her and she's got a shirt that says, I catch babies. They're like, should we tell her that the baby is already here? KCL says she has 6 kids and 5 of them with an epidural. One of them, number 5, came too quick, but at least I made it to the hospital. I wasn't brave enough to have a home birth, too afraid of complications. That's okay. I'm not like one of those home birthers that think you're like an evil person for having your kids. I had my first 3 kids in a hospital, and actually my second baby, Ava, who was on the live stream with me. So they gave me, so before they give you the epidural, they give you like this bolus. They will, just shoot the, whatever numbing shit into your spine, and then they give you the epidural, where they're teaching somebody like how to do epidurals when they're giving me my epidural. And I'm like, it's like, I don't feel it. It's not fucking kicking in or whatever. And they're like turning up the epidural medication and shit. They never hooked the epidural up to the fucking epidural medicine. So here I've got this thing in my spine. Never hooked it up. I'm like, isn't that like step 2 out of the 2 steps? You shoot it in my spine and then you hook it up to the fucking medicine. But whatever. It was an easier recovery that way anyway. All right, everybody. I love you all, and I will see you guys soon. I am doing a live with Grish this Friday. I think at 8:30 is when we're gonna go on, and I literally have so much shit that I'm working on right now. Like I'm all over the place. I don't know what to finish first. So I've got a bunch of stuff. I need to put out some shorts. I need to give you guys more. But I love you all, and I will see you guys later. I'm sure I'll at least post a post tomorrow. And I love you. See you soon. Bye.